Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up. Got a guest waiting in the studio. Some good information that you're going to enjoy. But first, let's get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500. Run by, check out the programs out there, anything from welding to nursing to computer work or working on airplanes or auto mechanics or even auto body. They've got everything in Haney, so run by, check it out. And even if you've got a great job and all, you might just want to find something as a hobby or something. I always thought welding would be a great little hobby to weld your tree stands and all that. So I just never have gotten around to taking it yet. Anyway, today it's not going to get back in the 70s now. We're going to keep it in the 60s. Finally today, we've got a little cool trend coming in. It's going to be a high of 68 and a low of 53. And the water temperature remains at 54 degrees. Now, we'll take a look at our river readings. At Apalachicola at Bluntstown stays at a 0.4. I know it sounds like a broken record, 0.4. But the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it has a slow, steady drop to it. Right this morning, it's reading at a 3.9. It's right at 4 foot itself. And it's pretty not much movement on the Choctawhatchee for the next day or two. Okay, tides at Panama City. We're looking at a low tide. Now we talked about this all last week. That we're coming into a week of neap tides and not a lot of tidal flow right here. We're looking at a low tide at 7:24 this morning and a high tide at 3:07. Today's Wednesday, the 16th there, and then look at the next couple of days. But now Saturday, it's going to sneak in now. We're going to start getting a little bit of a high tide coming in on Saturday. Now you can get these tide charts down to C&G Sporting Goods for the whole year, but they're very, very understandable, and I've had the opportunity to do several tide charts, and this is one I really like to share with y'all. All right, that's going to take care of the weather. I'll be calling Captain Blair Morgan tomorrow, checking on everything down on our eastern end of the viewing area. So right now, let's take a break and be back with our special guest. All right, welcome back. Here, I was just calling Dr. Ronnie Groom, the deer doctor or the outdoor doctor, but good morning, Ronnie.
Morning, buddy. Good to see you this morning.
Good to have you, and you know, we're sitting here talking, and we fish most of the year, but right this time of year, where everybody is just in the woods, got that hunting mode on. And,
yes, sir. It's time to go right now.
You gave me the word this morning, the official word, the peak of the rut is what day?
I think it's the 26th, 25th or 26th is the peak in this area. And I was in the woods. I went up after church and did a little riding, looking around, and saw just piles of scrapes. You know, they're really, really getting started now. You know, we've had a slack season when not much was happening. Deer hadn't been moving much; they'd been spooked. But now they're getting into the rut, and things are going to really get good, and it's going to stay good till the end of the season.
I'm thinking the same thing. I was in the woods this past weekend and I saw a buck, but just didn't see a lot of sign. But I could tell that he's sort of looking around and you getting this from your people that come in the store. I know you get a lot of information from people coming in the store.
Yeah. We get, a lot of our customers come in and we share with them and try to find out what's happening. You know, and it's really going to get good now. Everybody I know has been complaining everything's been slow, but when it gets rut time, the big ones come out.
Yeah. I'm thinking this next couple of cold snaps we'll get, this cold wave coming in, it's going to really get the thing sparked off. Now you brought all kind of aids and all. We can't hunt like we used to, just go out in the woods and hunt. We got to have. I'm bad as anybody. We got to have some of this other stuff. I see some stuff I have and some more stuff I need. So, what do you want to start with?
Well, we got a few things here, items that they're very popular with the hunters during this time of the year. It's especially useful this time of the year when the rut starts in. You know, the main thing is these estrus scents that people use. It works real good. There's all kinds. This is a very popular one here, and we carry just all kind of brands of this stuff. We carry the Code Blue and everything, but this is stuff they put out around their stands to attract bucks. And there's all kinds of it.
Now, how often? Let me ask you right there, Ronnie. How often do you put that out?
Well, the perfect situation would be to, if you're going to hunt in the afternoon, to go in the middle of the day and put it out a little bit. You can put it on you can put this in on a drag rag like this right here. This you drag it around, you soak it, got a line that goes to it, and you drag it around, and that disperses that scent exactly where you want it. And you can use all kind of scents on there. That you can use buck scent. Right now, estrus doe scent is a good one to use. The most popular, probably sold, is this Tinks.
Tinks. That's one of the original ones, I guess.
That's one of the original ones. It comes in a little bottle, and it's not expensive, and that's a good scent. And you also can get this thing right here. This is a bomb, a smoking bomb. You light it and stick it in the ground like a sparkler.
Really? No, I haven't seen that one.
It
have some fireworks here.
It makes a smoke, and that smoke drifts off through the woods, and it's got that scent.
Let me look at that.
Yeah. Be careful, don't set the woods on fire.
Smoking stick. Now, folks, that's something new right there.
Yeah, you rake out a little place, so you put it
but
down.
It's put out by Tinks.
Yeah.
So that company, you get back to the original Tinks. What we used to do before all the little stuff came in, we would have Tinks. Tinks was the first one to come out. We'd have a little film canister and have cotton balls and soak them with Tinks and put them in the film canister and then just drop them out. And later on, they came out with something very similar to it, though.
Years ago, I was talking to Tink at one of the sports shows, and I said, "You're in the scent business." He said, "It's a great business." He said, "You bottle this stuff, you sell it for $4, $5, $6, and people take it in the woods and pour it out." Tink has done well.
He had done well, and that was the original, like I said, original one.
Another thing that's popular is making scrapes. The bucks make scrapes, and then deer come to that, the does come to it, the bucks check them out, and so forth. Now they've got Code Blue has got an item that it's called Grave Digger. It's sort of a dirt-looking stuff, but it's got the extra scent in it. And you just put it in a scrape and scrape it around, and it looks like a buck's been there,
Okay.
And it'll attract other bucks, too, because bucks like to fight, just like, well, I won't say that.
Just like to fight. Yeah.
And you got some scrape make stuff here by Tinks. You just spray it in a scrape. And it puts the scent down there, and it's got some buck scent and some doe scent in it.
I guess, with your experience, when you spray this stuff and all, you want on the way in, you want to do it? You want to do it the day before? Or
well, it all depends. A lot of times you'll do it just during the day sometime, and then you come back and hunt it later,
Yeah.
I don't like to walk out, particularly right before I go to hunt. I don't like to walk out into an area that the deer are going to come in because their nose is just tremendous. You can't imagine. It's just so good that you can't believe it.
Yeah.
You can't fool his nose.
Yeah.
Another way to put out this scent is with scent pads. You take these little pads and saturate them with a scent, and it goes around the front of your boot, just loops over your boot.
It goes over the front of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you put the scent out as you walk. You put the scent on the bottom of it and put that out like that. Another helpful gadget is a wind checker. This has got a powder in it, a very fine powder, and you just mash this thing, and it'll puff out a puff of powder, and you can tell which way the wind's blowing. That way you can always keep the wind in your favor. A lot of times if I'm hunting and the wind's wrong, I'll go somewhere else or even go home. I'm not going to mess up a good stand. A lot of hunters use a cover scent. A scent to cover your scent so they don't smell it. Fox urine is very popular. Coon urine is very popular. These are two things that people put around so that they mask their scent.
Yeah.
Two other things, different smells that you find in the wood. This is acorn scent. This is sort of an attractant and sort of hide your scent.
Okay.
They make corn scent, acorn scent, dirt scent, and a very good one I think is pine scent.
Especially this area.
Yeah, you can saturate things with this pine scent, and that helps.
Okay.
We sell a lot of different type of clothes wash. It doesn't have any smell scent to it, like most clothes. Soap is scented and smells real sweet or something, but this is not. And they make all kind of accessories. They make lip balm that's not scented, and they make just all kind of things, shampoo and everything, so that you can make your body scent free.
Ronnie, I'm looking at this pile of stuff here, and we'll go back to Christmas and talking about gift certificates. This is when a gift certificate comes in handy.
Yeah.
If you get a gift certificate for Christmas, you come in here now and buy a lot of this stuff.
Right. Here's a helpful item. This is probably one of the biggest sell items we've got.
I have that.
It's
yes.
scent killer. It kills the human scent. It's in a spray can. People will spray down. Remember to spray your hat inside of your hat and everywhere.
That's right. That's a good point.
Spray everything.
Inside the hat, all on your clothing,
good.
and on your hands too.
Yeah.
You know, I just sprayed. I used that this weekend. I think that's why I was able to see that buck. I sent it up.
You know, they make a lot of calls now, deer calls, and deer are vocal. You have to learn to use a call, you know, but a lot of times that'll work. I know the first time I used a call and it worked, I got it in the tree and it got settled down. I hit my call and I put it down. I got my binoculars, getting ready, and I looked, and there was a buck standing right at the bottom of the tree. I didn't. It surprised me.
Well, look, let's take this commercial break. We'll come back and let Ronnie work this call one time, okay? Okay, welcome back to Ronnie. While we're sitting here with Ronnie, let's look at this big buck right here. Check this out. This is Troy Smith. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one right here. We on a brim. Now let's check this one out. Okay, we're going from brim to Troy Smith sent this in. This is out of Blakely, Georgia. Now it got a broken off time, but Ronnie said a good taxidermist can
fix that.
He'll fix that.
Troy is really a good hunter. He and his brother both. I know them.
Troy and Travis
are good hunters.
They're sort of kin to me by the distance. I count them kin when they're bringing something like this. They kin to me, but their son is in my. I taught these boys, and their son now is in my class. That's how I got the picture. So that's fun. Now I'm gonna read an email from one of our viewers, and we'll come back to Ronnie. This was in relation to the show we had on last week. Hey, Coach, the story on Friday's show about Crooked Creek was very one-sided. They said the best thing for a ramp would be the mouth right there. Well, the best ramp in Bay County is part of River Camp, and they said Crooked Creek is untouched by God, so when did God start building concrete boat ramps? The ramp at Burnt Mill Creek is unusable at low tide, and one way to solve the problem is open the ramp that is already there. The ramp is close to the bay. Okay, he sent some pictures of this from William. The ramp is close to the bay, and there is no new construction. You will need no new construction. But if you go there, they will arrest you if you touch it. Also, poor people with small power boats could not safely go from Burnt Mill with much of a south wind without being unsafe. And that's true now. If you get on a 12-foot skiff or something, he mentions that. He said, try it with a 12-foot skiff with a wind at 10 to 20 like this past weekend, and we'll get someone killed up there. Thank you, William. So William sent some pictures of the boat ramp at Crooked Creek, and his idea was to have them share it with the public or have some kind of maybe become a member and all, or club or something there. Okay. So anyway, William, thank you for sharing that email with us, and we'll there's always two sides to every story, and we certainly on Panhandle Outdoors present all sides, and let you decide on it. And thank William for sending that. Okay. Now let's get back to our deer calls.
Right.
That's important this time of year.
There's a lot of them out there. I mean, there's really a lot of deer calls, and some are a lot better than others. But we got a new one. I just got it in yesterday. It's called an extinguisher, and I think it's a really good call.
Okay.
And I'm not a big good at a deer calling, but I'll kind of show you how this works. This is the fawn scent call. Let me get it set up.
They call it the extinguisher.
Yeah. Let me get it set up here.
Okay.
And it goes on down to the doe call. I mean.
So you just adjust it there on the hand. Okay.
Adjust this little lever right here up and down.
Okay.
And it goes down to the buck.
Yep.
And I think that's a really good call. I've heard a lot of them. But that's a good call, and it's like calling turkeys or something. They're not going to bring something every time you call, but if it works once, every once in a while, that's a good thing.
Yeah, Walter, you got to get me any one of these. I like that now.
Yeah.
We're talking about my son-in-law. He's always getting him a call.
I probably got a dozen of these.
Okay.
Different ones I like, but I really do like this one, and it's a brand new one, and I think it's going to have some results with that.
Well, I like that a lot, and they do respond to a call, like you say. Animals do that.
First thing though, you got to realize he's got to be within distance to hear it. If he's on the other side of the swamp where he can't hear it, it's not going to work.
Yeah. When you get up in your tree stand and you got everything set up and all, do you use your call when you first get up there? Do you wait a little while, or when do you do your calls?
I usually just listen and wait a little while, and I always, if I'm going to use a call, start out low because they may be close, and try it low a little bit. If you're going to rattle horns a little bit, do it low to start with, and then wait a few minutes and do it a little louder, and and keep trying. Do it about every 30 minutes. It doesn't hurt anything. It definitely doesn't scare them off.
Okay. but he said about every 30 minutes. So
yeah. About every 30 minutes.
And, you know, sometimes I see this in duck hunting. A lot of times people use the call almost too much. It's just not natural when some people use it too much.
Yeah, don't overdo it.
Yeah.
And let me say something about rattling horns, whether real horns or the artificial ones that look real. I would suggest you paint them orange or red or something like that. I was at Tyndall one year, and I was up a tree and I was rattling, and I looked, and here came two hunters. Here come two hunters down the fire line sneaking up on me, you know. And if I'd have been in the bushes on the ground and rattling those things, you know, and they had some buckshot, that would have been bad news.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, safety is the number one priority when we're out there.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Okay, we're going to take our final break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with Ronnie Groom, and first let's look at our fishing and hunting times for today. We're looking at this morning, we just passed 3:39 to 5:39, but this afternoon now we're looking really basically from 4 to 6 this afternoon, the ideal time to be in the woods, and if you get a chance, it'll be a great time to get out there. Ronnie, we got you talking about your big buck contest. We've got it coming up, and
yeah, it's been going on for years, and we you know, it's no charge. You come in and just register. You got to be pre-registered. And if you kill a deer, you just bring the horns in, and I measure them. I measure every one of them so that we get a consistent measure, you know. And we got some good prizes for the winners. You know, we got some plaques that we put on, make up for them. And we have some gift certificates to C&G that's really nice. So we encourage people to come in and sign up for it. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you got a deer and got this pretty good deer, bring it in, because a lot of times people don't think it's big enough. But one year a big one will win it, and the next year a smaller one. So just you know, don't back up. And every year we have people kill a bigger deer than the winner, but they're not registered. So.
Yeah, and it's not a Boone and Crockett scoring system. It's very close. We call it a Groom and Crockett scoring system.
Yeah, we don't have time to do all of it.
Yeah, but it's pretty close. And speaking of big bucks and all, it's rare that I show the same picture 2 times, but I'm going to show this picture again because I showed it last week. It sort of fits into what we're talking about. This is that big Tyndall buck Chris Waddell took about a week or so ago. And Ronnie, you agree that's a big buck?
Yes, sir. That
see
buck
a lot
will
of
score right there. I tell you, he'll score high.
That is really something. I know a lot of people are talking about. That's why I want to show it again. I want to show it again when Ronnie's on talking about a big buck and all. So, you know, I'll make sure you pre-register at C&G. We don't have a lot of big. We used to have several big buck contests, and not a lot of them are doing it much anymore.
Yeah, and you know, talking about big bucks, Tyndall has a lot of them and always has had them through the years. You know, there's some fine deer out there.
Yeah.
I used to hunt out there a lot, and it's really it's some good hunting.
And again, and it's pretty safe out there. I think you just hunt with a shotgun, right? I don't think you hunt with a rifle.
They have archery, I think. I'm not sure about all their regulations.
Archery and shotgun. So
yeah,
it's pretty safe, and it's a good place to hunt. But you got to know it. Now, you know, you stop and think that obviously that buck has some age on him.
Yeah.
He's been there a while to get that big.
Yeah.
So he's been able to elude the hunters for quite some time.
You know, one thing that this time of year, a lot of hunters have had enough. They're tired of hunting, you know, and they've not seen anything, hadn't been for the last couple of weeks. But right now is the time. That's when they start coming out. I mean, it's prime time right now. And I particularly like to go after it's been bad weather, rainy and cold, and all of a sudden it clears up and the sun comes out. That's my prime time to go.
Yeah. And that is a good time because they really do start moving around then.
Right.
They'll sort of hunker down.
Yeah, bad winds and rains, they don't move a lot, so they're going to get out and feed. Another thing, this time of year, they're feeding heavy because they've gone through the rut, the bucks, they've lost weight, and now they're getting over that, and they'll move more.
Do you increase your feeders much this time of year? Or you keep everything about the same on your feeders?
I keep them about the same. You know, it's the price of corn. I'm not feeding a whole lot.
Yeah, I was telling them, Walter, I'm going to start putting acorns, I think, in my feeders, see if it starts slinging them out. I got plenty of acorns in my front yard and put them in there. But I know this time, you know, we talk about it over and over again, this time of year, everybody's in pursuit of the big buck. And all this stuff you brought, that's just some really good stuff, and the calls and everything. Anything that gives you an advantage to get that big buck is worthwhile.
You know, one of the biggest advantages of these calls and the scents and all, it gives you some confidence and makes you sit there longer. And
Yeah.
that's a big factor, you know. That's like a psychological factor, and it really helps.
Yeah, you're right, and we do the same thing in fishing too. You know, you caught that big old redfish on that skittle walk, and then next time you want to throw that skittle walk in it because you feel confidence in it, and
That's right.
That is important stuff.
Yeah,
it really is.
The main thing is be careful.
Yeah, yeah. Now, we said the peak of the rut's going to be right toward the end of the month in this area around January 25th to 26th, which comes on a Friday and a Saturday. So we're about.
But it'll stay good right to the end of the season.
Yeah.
And you know, we got a black powder season at the very end too.
And that's something a lot of people, you know, like you said, a lot of people are tired, but that is a great time to be in the woods.
That is a prime time.
Not many people are out there.
The leaves are off the trees, you can see good, and they're moving.
Mm-hmm. And they're moving a little bit more because it's a little quieter in the woods.
Right. Less people out there.
Yeah, yeah. Do you black powder hunt still much anymore?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love my black powder.
And if you do 50 caliber or 45?
50 caliber. You don't see many 45s. A lot of companies don't even make them anymore.
That's originally sort of started off with 45, and then everybody went to the 50s. Everybody went to the 50s.
And a lot of states require a 50 caliber if you go hunt. If you go to Colorado somewhere, you can't use a 45. So 50 will do it all.
Yeah, I need I got my old original 45 caliber. All I see is smoke.
Well, it'll do the job.
It'll do, but these new ones, they've been very tempting to me. They look a lot easier than all that old stuff I do.
I got a new lightweight Knight that's just a fine gun.
How long does your powder last?
If it's in the old cardboard containers, you know, if it's 2 or 3 or 4 years old, I'd do away with it. But now, with the good containers, keep it sealed tight. It'll keep a long time.
Oh, will it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind do you have?
Well, there's 5 or 6 brands out there. I use some of the newer powders, and
okay.
they're cleaner and they work really well.
Okay. All right. Well, Ron, we're going to have to start wrapping things up. And if you ever have any questions about hunting or anything, run down to C&G and Ronnie will talk to you about it. And it's just fun talking to people about it.
Yeah, just come in and visit with us. We don't, you don't have to buy something. People just come in and visit and look at all the mounts. Just enjoy.
I know it. It's like a museum. Okay. Ronnie, thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
We'll see you. Folks, again, we thank y'all for watching the show. We hope you have a great day and hope you do something good for somebody. And God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.